Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Napa County, where today we are on the brand new 2020 MT-03. And today's our first ride. And so I'm going to go through and talk to you guys a little bit about how I feel already on the bike. I'm also going to talk about why I kind of bought the bike and why I think this bike is going to be good for you guys. So make sure you, of course, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring that bell notification so you guys can see everything we're going to do with this. Now, as you guys can already see, I've already had my hand on it. We had an Aero Exhaust sitting around from the 2015. It had a little bit of damage here, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to throw this thing on and see if it fits. And sure enough, it fits. Small modification to the black plastic up here from the exhaust header. It routes a little bit different for the 2020. So just FYI, if you guys are looking at a 2015 to 2019, the header is slightly different. But we've got the reflector delete on the front. You can see that. We've also done the horn delete. That was the very first thing I did. We've got the mirror delete already done. We've got our little eBay special mirrors. But today we've got some deliveries coming. So we've got our rear sets coming from Vortex. We have levers coming from Vortex, chain and sprocket kit coming from Vortex. We also have a tidy tail and integrated tail light from Moto Dynamics coming. So it's going to have the integrated blinkers just like the Aprilia. So that'll be a cool little mod. But the brake system is one of the things that I want to get done ASAP. Brembo master, Brembo rotors, Brembo calipers, all steel braided lines. That's going to be sooner than later, so stick around for that. But then we're going to be getting into the engine, airbox modifications, throttles. So I want to get a different throttle on this thing. ECU flash. We're going to be getting some suspension work done on this thing. Although not bad now. Obviously, once it breaks in, you know, 6'2", 230 pounds, well, I'm kind of working the suspension just a little bit. But let's get on this thing and let's get out on the road. So today's been a little bit of a challenging day for videos because up at Berryessa, where I was going to take you guys, our normal ride, they are doing a lot of road work up there. So right now we're kind of in between Napa and Fairfield, and nice little road, nice little fun little long sweepers. We've got some kind of tighter stuff, but yeah, good little road. So for you guys, you viewers that are here and OG subscribers, thank you guys for coming with me on this build of the MT-03. Comment down below what you guys think I should do to this thing, because I mean, I'm pretty much going to do everything, but let me know what you guys think. And if you guys are new to the channel, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button and of course smash the like button. The bell notification is going to give you guys notifications of all of the future content on this. So why did I buy the MT-03? I have 26 years of riding experience. I come from the track. I come from the twisties. I've got 200 horsepower motorcycles and 100 horsepower motorcycles, but never have I ever thought that I would own a 30 horsepower motorcycle, especially for the street. Now, I've never been on a small bike until a couple years ago when Bogna's R3 was built. We bought a Bogna, an R3, a few years ago and built it and got it out on the track. And that was the first time I ever rode a 300cc bike. Now, well, this just happened. I just literally just came through here. Whew. I just rode down through here just 2 minutes ago. That's crazy. All right, well, back to our regularly scheduled program. So, yeah, so I rode that 300 on the track, and I had such a blast. And so we were going to be selling Bogner's R3 because we really weren't going to be doing much track days. And then we decided, you know what, we're going to keep the R3 because I was going to sell the R3 and buy this. And Bogner's like, let's just keep the R3 and let's just buy this. Then you'll have a 300 so we can go to the little Stockton 99 on. And I thought, you know what, that's a great idea. So now I wanted this color bike. I said that in the original video. And so it was a challenge finding this bike because everybody wants this color. But we found one a couple hours away, and Martin over at Gilroy Motorsports or Motorcycle Center had one, and yeah, so the rest is history. So I really wanted to have this because I wanted to have some fun. I wanted to be able to take it to the track, but I'm going to keep this primarily as my street bike. Now I'm going to build it like I would build a track bike. I'm going to do everything that we've done to the R3 as far as making it a track bike. We're going to keep the lights on it. We're going to keep the license plate on it, but everything else is going to be completely tracked out. Now, again, back to my riding experience, you know, I have years and years and years of riding experience. Thank you very much. And so far 67 miles, I've had an absolute blast on this thing. And it's not my 203 horsepower Street Fighter V4S. It's not my, you know, 150 horsepower HP2 Sport. It's 34 horsepower, I think. It's crazy. And it's a blast. You know, what's nice about this thing for an advanced rider, so if you're an advanced rider and you think, 300, what? I encourage you to get on one of these things because I think you guys will have more fun than you think you will. Sometimes it's not about all going top speed and 150 miles an hour. Sometimes you can just have a blast at 30 miles an hour or 40 miles an hour. So I encourage you to get on one of these things if you guys are experienced riders. But I will tell you, I really think that this is probably one of the best beginner bikes out there. And the reason is because we've got such a low seat height. It is very, very nice for anybody. You could be 5'2" and get on this thing. I'm 6'2", and it's pretty comfortable. It's a little tight, but it's not unrideable. What's nice about this bike, thank you. What's nice about this bike and being such a lower, you know, center of gravity is I really don't have to move my rear end much around because my weight's already kind of low. I kind of move my shoulders around and my top end around, but that's really all I need to do because it's really, I'm kind of like already so low. So the power band on this thing is very, very nice. It's controllable. It's forgivable. The throttle for you advanced people, you'll be annoyed with because it is like, you know, you got to spin the thing around 2 times before you can get wide open throttle. But that's an easy fix with like a Robbie throttle or a Motion Pro throttle, right? But for you beginner riders, it's very nice because it allows you to have a lot more controllability of the power of the motorcycle. So it's nice. Now the brakes aren't great for either one of you. I would have liked to have seen slightly better brakes, but they're not bad for a beginner. I think the brakes are fine. If you got to get a handful of brakes, it's not going to be great. But for you advanced guys, again, I would do what we're going to be doing, a full Brembo conversion. So we're going to do full Brembo. I think we're going to do a RCS 14 up here, and then we're going to move down and do a dual piston caliper and a Brembo rotor with some racing pads. I got racing Vortex pads already coming, so that'll be nice. But just the weight of this thing and just everything for a beginner bike, this is very, very nice. And you know, we always kind of said the MT-09 was a good beginner bike, but now getting on this thing, I mean, this is a good step, because I think you can really kind of get into this bike, and if you allow this bike to work with you and you learn this bike, you're going to have a long ways before you outgrow this bike. The reason is because you can have so much fun and you can push the limits with this bike. You don't need a bike that's got 300 horsepower. You know, you can trim that back down and have a bike that's got the 34 horsepower. But once you learn how that 34 horsepower works for you, that's when you can get up into the next bike and learn into, you know, the 100 horsepower 600s. And then, of course, you're not wrecking them. So, but the nice thing about, again, the MT-09 with the bars and an R3, you know, if we had an R3 versus an MT-03, which we are going to work on. I've got a friend that's got a 2020 R3, so we're going to be working on trying to get that and doing a comparison on. But what's nice about having a barred bike over a sport bike is the higher bars give you better controllability in the turns. The sport bike tends to kind of limit you as far as the turning, and the MT-03's got great bars, it's got upright bars, it gives you a lot more controllability. So I think this is, all around, I think this is just an amazing bike so far. And once we start getting into it, I think most of the the R3 stuff is going to be able to bolt right onto this thing. So we've got a lot of parts going to be available for it. So there's just going to be a lot of stuff that we can do to this, and we can grow into this bike and have a blast with this bike, get it out on track, and show you that you don't need a 300 or a 600 bike, that the 300cc is just fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed the small, easy, quick little first ride on the MT-03. What a blast of a bike. 72 miles already, and it's going to be taking some miles away from that Ducati, because so far I've had a blast on it. So we're going to get it back home. We're going to do its first service. I always do my first services about 100 miles, so we're going to get our first service on it. But again, stay tuned. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. Like button's more important than you know. And then, of course, ring the bell notification. That's going to notify you on when we replace the levers and the rear sets and the tail and just all kinds of MT-03's content coming through. So make sure you stick around. But thank you for sticking around for the video. We enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next video. All right, bye guys.